We shipped over 10,000 vehicles last year. And it was never just luck. We truly understand African markets. I'd bet 8 out of 10 auto export traders messed up picking African countries. Some dumped cash on full containers to Nigeria after seeing online hype about its huge population, only to get stuck at customs for 3 months, with storage fees piling higher than the cars themselves. Others rushed into South Africa, chasing supposed high profits, fighting dozens of Chinese brands in brutal price wars, ending up with margins barely covering after sales costs. Most traders still only target Africa's most populous, well-known nations, but I'll tell you straight today, the exporters quietly making big money avoid red oceans like Nigeria and South Africa. Half of the top 10 most profitable African markets are places you've barely heard of. Hi everyone, this is Chery, and today we break down how to pick winning African auto markets. Let's start with a counterintuitive truth. Few online creators mention, new traders automatically chase African countries with the largest populations and economies, thinking more people equal more car sales. Real African trade tells a different story. The biggest markets rarely deliver the best profits. Smaller nations with 20 to 30 million residents, or even just a few million people, often double per unit profits if you hit policy perks or untapped niche demand. It's similar to shipping cars domestically. Busy major ports come with long waiting times, heavy detention and storage fees that eat 30% of your profits, while smaller efficient ports unload ships the same day and slash miscellaneous costs by thousands. Large African markets are flooded with competitors, tangled in complicated rules, leaving tiny profit slices for each player. Small markets with clear demand let you set prices with no rivals crowding you out. Before we dive into specific countries, let's cover the core rules that decide if an African market is profitable so you can judge any nation on your own. African auto profits stem from 3 sources: policy tax breaks that cut import costs, supply gaps where local buyers can't find needed vehicle models, and service add-ons like spare parts, repairs, refitting, and auto finance that boost earnings far beyond basic car sales. Here's an easy 3. Index checklist, no complex jargon required. Total import taxes must stay under 40% of the car's value. Hit all 3, you're safe to trade. 2 out of 3 means small trial orders only. Just 1 or none. Skip it entirely. Don't throw money away. Starting at number 10 is Rwanda. A tiny nation most traders overlook, yet extremely profitable. Its population sits at around 10 million with zero domestic auto manufacturing, relying fully on imports. Eastern Rwanda holds rich tin and tantalum mines with rough mountain roads unsuitable for regular passenger cars, creating steady strong demand for tough 4-wheel drive shuttle buses. A Chinese special vehicle firm once closed a 24 million RMB contract supplying 60 off-road shuttles to local mining firms with far bigger per-car gains than regular family cars. Competition here is minimal. Corporate buyers prioritize rugged performance and reliable after-sales over rock-bottom prices, bringing consistent repeat orders. The main catch, strict emission and vehicle age limits, plus poor road conditions that demand reinforced chassis, cooling, and suspension upgrades. Ordinary city cars break down constantly here and cost you final payments. So this niche only works for bulk engineering vehicle suppliers, not new individual traders. 9th is Liberia, another mining-focused West African market with iron and gold mines relying heavily on off-road transport. A domestic automaker previously delivered 24-wheel drive buses worth $1.5 million total, yielding solid margins above regular SUVs. Orders are smaller but come from stable corporate mining buyers that reorder long-term once you seal a partnership. Watch out for slow port operations prone to rain season delays and strict foreign exchange controls. Always trade via USD letters of credit. Never open credit sales. This market suits engineering vehicle factories, not small independent car dealers. 8th place goes to Benin, well known among used car exporters, yet misunderstood by most newcomers. Its real value lies as West Africa's top re-export hub, bordering landlocked Niger and Burkina Faso with unreliable local ports and complicated clearance. Most vehicles land at Cotonou port before overland transit inland. Profits here don't come from direct local sales but transit service fees, inland transport markups, and paperwork support for inland buyers. New traders short on resources can start here partnering with local transit car lots, earning steady $2,000 to $3,000 USD per unit without dealing with end consumers directly. Critical rule: separate transit and local sales declarations to avoid heavy back taxes and fines from misfiled documents. 7th is the Democratic Republic of the Congo, a resource giant packed with copper and cobalt mines with massive demand for heavy trucks, six-wheel shuttles, and construction vehicles. A Chinese special vehicle manufacturer locked a 3-year contract delivering 46-wheel buses worth $6.4 million USD for mine. 2. Port staff transport. Single orders are large and sustain revenue for years. Yet pitfalls abound, tangled customs rules with widespread gray operations that demand trustworthy local clearance agents, extremely rough roads requiring heavy-duty vehicle builds, and volatile currency and policy shifts. Secure large upfront wire transfers and avoid advance funding for any projects. 6th is Tanzania, an East African hub of over 60 million people dominated by second-hand Japanese vehicles. Local fuel prices run high, making affordable Chinese gasoline cars and nearly new used models wildly popular. A sole domestic dealer named Ellie once visited for research, shipped several cost-effective fuel cars, then expanded to EVs, renting local warehouses and training native repairmen to stock spare parts, moving dozens of units yearly with higher margins than domestic used car sales. Tanzania offers low entry barriers for small dealers, accepts left-hand drive vehicles, and carries loose age restrictions. Downsides include limited EV charging infrastructure, stick mainly to fuel cars, and rising local competition that makes after-sales and spare parts your key edge over price. Cut rivals. 5th is Kenya, East Africa's economic center with wealthy middle-class and elite groups concentrated in Nairobi. Contrary to popular belief, wealthy Kenyans love Chinese new energy vehicles for their smooth acceleration and smart tech, viewing EVs as eco-friendly status symbols. A local entrepreneur sold BYD Yuan Plus to a mining executive who paid full upfront after a test drive, praising its speed and smarter infotainment versus luxury European SUVs. Top profits here come from premium EV markups. But challenges include scarce home chargers that you'll need to bundle with vehicle sales, strict service expectations from high-end clients requiring local repair teams, and rigorous pre-ship certification checks. 4th is Ethiopia, Africa's fastest-growing EV market, importing 1/3 of all Chinese electric vehicles sold across the continent last year, thanks to cheap hydroelectric power cutting fuel costs drastically plus national green energy incentives. Wuling recently shipped a single batch of 150 electric pickup trucks, Africa's largest EV light commercial order, ideal for mining and construction sites without stable grid power as the batteries double as mobile power stations. Electric light trucks and delivery vans remain underserved with strong policy perks, though risks include tight foreign exchange oversight requiring formal payment channels, complex EV battery certification paperwork, and incomplete local spare part networks that ruin brand reputation without stocked components. 3rd is Ghana, the absolute best starting point for all new African auto exporters, thanks to unmatched friendly policies. Since last May, gasoline cars carry zero import tariffs while EVs enter duty-free, slashing entry costs by over 30%. Tema Port operates West Africa's fastest clearance with full paperwork releasing vehicles in 3 to 5 days, and second-hand car imports tripling year-on-year, with 95% of local buyers choosing affordable used left-hand drive vehicles. One Ghanaian client completed full purchase inspection, customs and delivery in under 2 months through Chinese export platforms and brought multiple referrals afterward. New traders can partner with licensed export agencies without large capital, cooperating with local Chinese car lots to source vehicles only after receiving buyer deposits for zero inventory risk. Remember the 10-year vehicle age cap with steep fines for older cars. Don't overlook port and clearance miscellaneous fees in costing, and never ship crashed or flood damaged units as word of mouth kills local business fast. 2nd is South Africa, Africa's most mature regulated auto market with strong purchasing power, complete after-sales systems, and strict legislation. Chinese brands hold nearly 20% new car market share in Q1 this year, with Chery, Great Wall, and MG dominating retail. FA built a local truck plant years ago, selling over 15,000 units to lock long-term market footing, delivering high unit premiums and sustainable growth. High barriers hold it back from first place, though. Expensive mandatory vehicle certification testing, cutthroat competition from established global brands, and rigorous after-sales, spare parts, and warranty laws that demand on-site local service teams. Small independent dealers will struggle here, while major factories and large trade firms see huge long-term returns. Number 1 is Algeria, a surprise top pick surpassing Nigeria. Now Africa's biggest destination for Chinese autos, with over 118,000 units shipped in the first 11 months of last year, more than the second and third markets combined, with monthly shipments peaking at 27,000 in Q1 this year. Game-changing new policies lifted gasoline engine displacement limits to 1.8 liters, cutting total taxes in half for smaller models, allowing expats to import used cars under 5 years old, and mandating EVs make up at least 15% of all new imports. Compact 1.0 to 1.5 L SUVs from GAC and Chery dominate sales, with Chinese brands claiming over 42% market share above Japanese, Korean, and European rivals. Bus exports skyrocketed 18 times year-on-year in the first 2 months, accounting for 1/5 of China's full coach shipments to Africa. Mass order volume and steady policy benefits benefit both new car manufacturers and used car traders. Just watch strict displacement taxes penalizing vehicles over 1.8 L, zero room for errors on CO and COC certification documents, and limited public EV charging, meaning prioritize hybrids and small gasoline vehicles over pure electric units for now. After breaking down these 10 markets, let's cover 3 common mistakes that make traders lose money chasing popular African nations. First, overreaching beyond your capacity. Small independent dealers blindly target huge competitive markets like Nigeria and South Africa with no resources to compete. Second, incomplete cost calculations, ignoring detention, storage, clearance, and after-sales fees that eat all thin margins. Third, only selling cars without follow-up service. Africa lacks widespread repair networks, so buyers won't return and negative local word of mouth sinks your business fast. Successful long-term exporters treat vehicle sales as an entry point, with spare parts, maintenance, and refitting generating steady recurring revenue. Many new traders ask for zero-cost, instant actionable steps without capital or overseas contacts. And there's a simple 3-step plan you can start today. First, request full ocean freight customs and tax quotations from 3Africa. Focused freight forwarders spending half a day sorting and comparing data. Second, score each country against our 3 core metrics to shortlist 2 low-barrier, low-tax markets like Ghana and Benin. Third, contact 2 licensed domestic used car export firms to learn agency fees and workflows, then calculate full landed costs for 3 to 5-year-old Chinese fuel SUVs to send quotations to local Chinese car dealers you connect with online. No upfront vehicle purchases required. Only source stock once deposits clear, letting you master full export processes on small test orders before scaling up. Honestly, African auto export is no get-rich-quick scheme. Profits come from matching China's mature vehicle supply to unmet African demand through information, service, and industry expertise gaps. Don't blindly chase oversized mainstream markets. Smaller nations deliver reliable earnings and steady repeat business if you pick the right niche. New traders should prioritize surviving first with tiny trial shipments to refine workflows before expanding volume. That wraps up today's video. At Chery, we specialize in complete vehicle exports, breaking down real cross-border trade rules to help you avoid costly overseas shipping mistakes. Wishing all fellow auto exporters consistent orders and steady profits.